area of, not talking about where I work, like Pan-African Institute, let's now go down to my activities with women. I'm the founder of Teen Alive organization, where we work mostly with teenage and single mothers and the protection of children. And one of our major activities is livelihood and economic empowerment. And just like what Chanel said, I'm just coming from the field to support teenage mothers for the cultivation of corn in areas where we still have heavy rainfall, in one of the affected areas following the crisis ongoing in Cameroon. We went to support them with agricultural inputs. And so we, at Teen Alive, we believe that economic empowerment, with economic empowerment, it is the process by which women increase their rights to economic resources and power to make decisions. So we think that for women to be better decision makers, they should be given an opportunity, they should be given a hand, they should be given a means to manage economic resources. And this is by educating them, by empowering them through vocational training and other income activities. So we blend all these, we support women in their education, especially taking the case of the English-speaking regions in Cameroon, because we are based in the northwest and the southwest regions of Cameroon, where we support women who are affected by the ongoing crisis. I have been getting it from news or reading it on what's happening. So there is an increase, a serious increase in the number of internally displaced persons, amongst which women are the most populated, simply because most of the men have been killed or been arrested and brutalized. And in such a situation, you realize that women face so much challenges. They have to bear the brunt in a patriarchal economy like us, whereby it is believed a man is the head of the house and a man is supposed to provide, and then women are now finding themselves in such a challenging situation where they have to supply for the family, to put food on the table. And based on that, there is an increase on women-headed households by 14% in the southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon during the last, from the last 5 years, 31% in the southwest and 38%. And so women now face so much challenge. So we have been trying to empower these women to better their lives through vocational trainings, such as getting a vocational training center, train them in tailoring, designs, embroidery, like what I'm wearing. You can see this has been designed by one of our women at our center. We empower them, we get them into income generating activities. And the essence of all this is that when women are financially empowered, it means financial inclusion. They find themselves getting into meetings, they're able to save, they're able to be in what we call Jangi groups, some sort of savings where it is handed to somebody at the end of the day. Women empowerment also means getting involved in entrepreneurship, because if they are not empowered, they will not even have the means, or they will not even have the skills to get into this entrepreneurship. That explains why we are empowering them. And when we go to the field to support these women with agricultural input, we try as much as possible to drill them a bit on entrepreneurship. That is, we make sure how they can work and sell so that they have some basic skills. Empowering women also means dignified work. Women are empowered, they have dignified work. Most of us have been reading Chanel, she knows better, in Africa, which I think it also happens in so many other parts of the world. Women bear the brunt of doing house chores. They work all day long, and most of these works are unproductive work. So at the end of the day, they depend on one man, the head of the house, which makes it very difficult. But now we are preaching a situation where we want women to get into productive work, not unproductive work, because women care for children. Yes, it's good to care, But that's a situation where men should understand how to learn a helping hand, because we are coming from a background where harmful cultural practices have limited these women. They are unable to realize their potentials. Some men do not even give opportunity for these women to work, and that's not what we are preaching. And some men think, or even some women need a lot of empowerment or awareness raising and sensitization of gender equality means fighting instead of understanding that gender equality means equal access to opportunity, resources, and services. So empowering women means they should have equal access. Women need to have access to health facilities, access to education, access to employment opportunities, not preventing women, and women to have access to decent jobs, not just employment opportunities, but decent jobs. We see, we watch on news almost on a daily basis. We see women, especially African women, feeling frustrated in some foreign countries. They are being used as prostitutes, as slaves, maltreated, because they are seeking for employment, and they end up having such funny for employment opportunities simply because they have not been given the opportunity to empower themselves. And as such, we think that in the world, since the world has close to 2 billion poor people around the world who are financially excluded, women and girls make up most of these numbers. We are looking for a means, we are trying to devise a method where we can empower these women and girls, because empowering women and girls means increasing productivity, increasing economic growth, increasing diversification and equality. And when women are economically empowered, they support their households by raising their children, by putting food on the table, by being part of the decision-making process. A woman may want the child to go to a better school, but because the resources are not there, she's unable to talk. But when the resources are there, a woman can share with the husband and say, no, I want my son, I want my daughter to go to this school. And coming from my background again, generally, there are so many benefits as far as economic empowerment is concerned, but what I'm talking from the background we are coming from at the moment, so that other people will learn and those around us will learn how to overcome it. Empowering women means limiting child marriages. One of the challenges we face in Africa is child marriages, and this is usually caused as a result of poverty. Parents sometimes mortgage their children, sometimes a girl child is growing in the house. She already knows that I'm not supposed to go to school. I'm supposed to help my mother at home. By the time I am 12, 13, 14, 15, I should be getting married so that I should make my parents free from burden. And that's not the world we want. Empowering women, removing those barriers that hamper their development, that leads to child marriages, that influences teenage pregnancies. From the beginning, I said we work mostly with pregnant teens, teenage mothers, single mothers, because we are coming from a background where a girl is pregnant as a teenager, especially, and is not married. The girl is being rejected by the family and the community, and they sometimes find themselves in a very tight corner, in a very frustrated situation, and they have no choice than to refer to prostitution or commercial sex. But then we need to empower these girls, take them up, work with them, see how you can better fit them in communities. And so empowering women also means preventing gender-based violence, because a woman who is not economically empowered easily finds herself in gender-based violence from men. And in most cases, the man feels that I'm providing a lot, I'm giving my all, you keep asking me. But then when a woman is economically empowered, either through education, either through vocational training, or any income generating activity, she is able to support the house. And by supporting the house, is preventing this gender-based violence. That explains why, especially during this crisis, we have a keen focus on women-headed households because they are in pain, they are facing a lot of challenges, and so we need to support them. The men are not working because they don't want to work. They are not working because they have found themselves in a tight situation. Most of the men, especially in rural areas, cannot move freely because of insecurity. They have either been arrested and so on and so forth. And so we think empowering these women to carry on with this socioeconomic activities, they have the opportunity to move around is a very big opportunity, and we think it's a blessing. And so generally speaking, we come to the fact that empowering men in the economy closes gender gaps, which is what we are all fighting for, that we need to close the gender gaps. As such, women economic empowerment is central now to realizing women's rights and gender equality. It therefore ensures the ability of women to participate in existing markets, their access to and control of resources. It means realizing Agenda 2030 through the Sustainable Development Goals, such as Goal 1, ending poverty, Goal 3, ensuring good health and well-being, Goal 2, ensuring food security, like Chanel mentioned, Goal 8, promoting full productive employment and assistance work, which is what we are also fighting for. And then Goal 10, reducing inequality. By reducing inequality between countries begins from home. Nothing starts from the sky or starts from up and is coming down low. So generally speaking, that's what I have to offer today, and to call all of us following, all of us in the webinar, that we should invest in women. We should be advocates for women. If you are a man here, you should be a he for she, so that we can make the world a better place. Thank you.